How's it going, everybody? RazingHel here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game called The Culling of the Cows. Now, this is a game that came out a few years ago already, and it just sort of attracted my attention again because of its rather grim atmosphere, I guess you could say. The general premise behind it is pretty simple. You're a farmer whose cows have turned to zombies. Not exactly sure why they show zombies behind him. And you're going to have to defend the farm against the attack of the zombie cows. Now, the game interests me for a couple of reasons. For one, it's a tower defense-esque sort of game, and I do enjoy tower defense, providing it's done well. Also, the zombie theme. I am a fan of sort of zombie survival games. So, that's basically why I'm taking a look at it, and because I can't be afforded to look at any other game, and I need to do a video for today. So, just bear with me, okay? So here we have the map. This is basically the campaign map, and as you can see, I'm 90 minutes in so far, and this is the furthest I've got. The game does become brutally hard after the first few missions, and other players have noted this as well. So I guess we'll just start from the beginning, because the game introduces you to the how it works, but it doesn't do a very good job of it. So I'm gonna go and show you how this works. For here, for example, good example, you have to press space. Like, nothing else works. You actually do have to press space to continue. A little bit rigid, but okay. So this is where they introduce you to the concepts of the game. You can skip through most of this, which is nice, of course. This is one of the problems I have with the game, is they never really give you an opportunity to try out any of the available upgrades. So you might have noticed that he mentioned quite a few different upgrades that were available to the player. There was the money, there were the perks, there were the weapon upgrades, and there were the supply drops. You don't get to try any of them in this level, and you'll find out later on that the levels are very frantic and you don't have a lot of time to learn. So just shoot the cow, and you'll notice now, like when we go to the second mission, this one is probably the only reasonable mission that I've come across so far. They show you the types of enemies you'll run across. They will show you the available assists that you'll get for free, and then they also show you the challenges to complete that mission. Then you just get those rewards, or those medals, therefore. But like, you click on it and you get 3 seconds to buy all of your upgrades before the cows start attacking. Now, these cows are relatively slow, and I haven't had a chance to buy any upgrades, but they get much faster. In the later missions, what do I mean the later missions? Like the very next mission, they're very fast cows. And the problem with that is, since it is a little bit difficult to aim here, it's very easy to miss. And one miss can oftentimes mean the end of the game. And that is one problem I have with a lot of tower defense games, is basically when they make you play through that wave, or through that level, you invest 15 minutes in it, and then you make one mistake towards the end of those 15 minutes, and you're forced to start again from the very beginning. As you can see here, I made some mistakes in terms of upgrading stuff because I didn't actually upgrade it, but you don't get an opportunity to pause and think about it. It's just a continual hectic murder fest, I guess. Can I actually run? Oh, I can just run into the cows when I'm invincible? Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Success. Yeah. So then we could continue from there. Another problem with let's just play it again. One of the problems you'll notice is that you can't use your mouse for anything. Like you can press escape and you can get back to this menu. And you can use the mouse here. This is why it's so confusing. In some of the menus you can use the mouse, and at other times you can't. So in other words, if I go quit back to main menu, I go to controls here. Okay, we have the option to do keyboard and mouse, or a controller. It's set to keyboard and mouse by default. But you'll notice you can't use the keyboard here. There's no way to move up and down with the keyboard. You have to use the mouse in this case. And when you do stuff like options, you would think you could grab this icon and slide it for the audio effects, but you can't. You actually have to click on these icons here, and you can't use the keyboard for that either. So it's just a lack of polish there, I think. Let's continue again. And that lack of polish continues through into the actual missions. So when we go back to this mission, you'll notice, even though there are icons down below, there is no way to actually access them. If I press escape, I can't look at them. If I try to do it now, like, there's no way I can tell what any of those icons mean. So, for example, I'm missing a lot. There, that's what happens when you yes. But there are icons on the screen here. These are alternate ammo icons on the left side of the screen. These are weapon upgrades on the right side of the screen, and the power-ups are in the center. You can't tell what any of them do. And it appears to me that the effects of most of the alternate ammo types are marginal improvements at best. And the worst part is that the immediate upgrade, for example, any of these 3 ammo types here that I could upgrade to, they will remove the ability for me to shoot backwards, which means that if any cattle get past me when using alternate ammo types, I don't believe there's any way to actually get rid of them because it can't shoot behind me anymore. So that's why you want to use the original in that case. When it comes to supply drops, this is something that I think should be automatic. Supply drops are the only way for you to earn money. Now, I personally disagree with that. I think killing numbers of cows, obviously, zombie cows, that should be able to make you a little bit of money, but the supply drop is the only way you can currently get money in the game. And getting money is very important because you need it to upgrade the weapons, right? If you don't upgrade the weapons, you'll get quickly overwhelmed. So it's very important to upgrade, which means you need to call in supply drops as often as possible. Now, supply drops will not always drop money. Sometimes they'll drop things like invincibility or unlimited ammo or ammo refill. So you're gambling with that in every round, basically, whether or not you're going to get the money that you require to win it. In addition to this, you'll always want to drop a supply drop immediately as soon as it's available. It has a little cooler that it runs, and then once that timer ticks down, you'll be able to call in a supply drop. So my question is, why not just have this supply drop automatically? There's no reason why you'd ever want to delay it. There's no reason why you would not want to drop a supply drop as soon as it's possible. So therefore, it just adds to the complication and the cognitive overhead that a player has to deal with to get the resources that they need to progress in the game. And it's not like it's going to be instantly credited to you either. You have to go ahead and pick up the supply drop, which I think is fair. I just think it should automatically spawn down the supply drop when that timer, ticks down, when the time elapses and you get another one. In terms of the hotkeys for all of these, I'm not somebody who is really big on hotkeys. Now, I would love it if there was the ability to use the mouse to click on them, to upgrade these using the mouse. A lot of tower defense games allow you to use the mouse on the interface to upgrade, and that is something that I think should have been present in this game. At the moment, you have to use hotkeys to upgrade everything, which just doesn't make a lot of sense to me when the game itself defaults to the keyboard and mouse setup. If you want to go all keyboard, sure, that's fine. But if you're going to introduce certain elements of the interface that are mouse only, I would just like to see that translated over to other parts of the interface as well. You have a focus on the mouse. Why not just continue to use the mouse to do things like send actions to these hotkeys to upgrade things? There is nothing else the mouse is used for. If you can point anywhere on the screen, like when you are actually playing, like if I click play here, you'll notice there is no cursor on the screen. There could be a cursor on the screen, and I could use that to go ahead and get upgrades and stuff like that. It would allow me to do something with my currently inactive hand. I guess I could see from the aspect that, well, there I got killed again. I guess I could see it from the aspect of, well, we always use the left click button to send a shot no matter where your cursor is on the screen, but I think it could be easily enough done where when your mouse cursor would be hovering over this taskbar, this menu bar specifically, that it would simply translate that left click or that right click onto an actual command to upgrade the respective weapon. So those are the reasons why I don't like this game. In addition to that, though, other people have pointed out that it is basically a glorified Flash game and probably not worth full price. Let's go back to the main menu. And this is the current level I'm on. I'm going to show you things do get quite a bit more hectic. So I got a couple of upgrades here. to begin with. As you can see, these cows are a lot faster, and they blow up too. And when they blow up, they can also take you out with them, so you can't let them get too close to you. Now granted, like that cow, those yellow ones, those are really fast.
Oh God, Alex Jones was right.
And that's probably the one redeeming, and there you can see I died. That Alex Jones line was probably the one redeeming quality to the game. I will have to admit I did chuckle a little bit at that, but that was what a lot of the game I think is going to be like. I mean, if you take a look at the map here, I am only on what, mission 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 actual missions. I'm on the 5th barn, and like they give you a little description of what it's going to be like. But can you imagine the entire map being like that? It just, the difficulty scale, or the difficulty level seems to scale up very quickly, and it's very unforgiving. So if that's your kind of thing, you know, go for it. But I personally, there's something that brings me back to this game like once a year or something. I've played it in small amounts before, but it is certainly not something you can sit down at for long periods of time. And I personally find the user interface just wretched. It's really bad in my opinion, as somebody who is a mouse-centric person. I don't want to have to use, you know, I don't want to have to memorize. How many is it? It's like 5 for each. I think it's 4. Let's say 12. I don't want to have to memorize 12 hotkeys for the type of game that you pick up for 30 minutes and then you don't play it for another year. I think that's an unreasonable expectation for players to have, or for the developer to have of players. And yeah, that really spoils the fun arcadey experience for me. But yeah, anyway, that is The Culling of the Cows. For those interested, once again, this is a bit of an older game, so it has a very grim atmosphere though, and I do like that. So thank you very much for watching, as always, and I hope to see you next time.